The desert wind howls across the ruins of Palmyra. Shattered columns stretch toward the burning sky. Once, these stones echoed with life, laughter, and the thunder of empire. But this is not Rome. This is the story of a city in the desert. A city ruled by a queen who dared to defy the greatest power of her age. Her name was Zenobia. A woman whose ambition reached from the sands of Syria to the heart of Rome itself. A queen who wore the mantle of kings, commanded armies, and forged an empire out of dust. But here's the question. How could a single woman challenge Rome, the eternal empire of steel and blood? How could she carve her own kingdom while emperors trembled and cities burned? For a fleeting moment in history, she did. She ruled lands stretching from Egypt to Anatolia. She defied emperors. She created a desert empire that terrified Rome. But power never comes without a price. And Rome never forgives rebellion. This is not just the tale of a queen. It is the story of brilliance and ruin, of courage and betrayal. It is the story of Zenobia, the Queen of Palmyra. Stay with me, because her story will take us through deserts of fire, palaces of marble, and the battlefield cries of empires colliding. To understand Zenobia, we must first step into her world. The year is the 3rd century after Christ. Rome, once unshakable, is now fragile. Its frontiers bleed under constant attack. Germanic tribes raid from the north. Persian kings strike from the east. And inside Rome itself, chaos. Emperors rise and fall in dizzying succession. Some rule for years, others only months. Poison, daggers, and betrayal define the imperial throne. The empire trembles, and in the middle of this storm between east and west stands Palmyra, a city of desert stone, a jewel of the caravan routes. Merchants bring silk from China, spices from India, ivory from Africa. Camels laden with treasure cross the sands and stop here, in the oasis city of Palmyra. Imagine walking through its streets. White marble colonnades stretch into the distance. Golden light falls on temples that pierce the sky. Markets buzz with languages: Greek, Aramaic, Latin, Egyptian. Coins clink, fabrics rustle, incense drifts in the air. Palmyra is not just a city, it is a world crossroads. But beauty brings danger. Palmyra lies between two giants, Rome to the west and Persia to the east. Both hungry, both watching. And in this delicate balance of power, Palmyra's rulers walk a razor's edge, serve Rome too loyally, and risk Persia's wrath. Lean too close to Persia, and Rome's legions will descend. It is in this world that Septimia Zenobia is born. Legends swirl around her name. Some claim she was descended from Cleopatra, the last queen of Egypt. Others call her a noblewoman of Palmyra, raised in wealth and power. What we do know is this: Zenobia was no ordinary girl. She was brilliant. She studied Greek and Latin, Egyptian and Aramaic. She read history, philosophy, and the great works of Homer. She could ride a horse, lead a hunt, and debate with scholars. Her mind was sharp, her presence commanding. Ancient writers describe her as strong and beautiful, with dark eyes that seem to pierce the soul. But more than beauty, she carried ambition. Ambition as wide as the desert sky. That ambition found its moment when she married Odaenathus, the ruler of Palmyra. Under his leadership, Palmyra thrived as a protector of Rome's eastern frontier. When Persia threatened, Odaenathus fought them back. He became a powerful ally of Rome. But destiny is cruel. Odaenathus was assassinated, murdered under mysterious circumstances. Rome expected Palmyra to collapse without its king. Instead, Zenobia stepped forward, widowed but not broken. With her young son Babylathus too young to rule, she claimed the throne as regent. A woman ruling in the desert. A woman standing alone against empires. The world expected her to bow before Rome, to be a puppet queen. But Zenobia was not made for obedience. The question burned inside her. Why should Palmyra serve Rome when Rome was weak? Why not rule an empire of her own? And so she began. Quietly at first, but soon, the desert would tremble under her ambition. Zenobia moves with precision. Her first steps are careful, almost invisible. She secures the loyalty of Palmyra's generals. She strengthens trade, fills her treasury, and gathers soldiers. Rome is distracted, torn by civil wars. Emperors are murdered one after another. The legions are exhausted. No one is watching the desert queen too closely, and that is her chance. Zenobia expands her reach. At first, she seizes control of nearby provinces, Syria, Arabia. Caravans pay tribute not to Rome, but to Palmyra. Her city grows rich. Her soldiers grow restless for more. Then comes her boldest move yet. Her armies march south, toward Egypt. Egypt, the jewel of the empire. Its fertile Nile provides grain that feeds Rome's people. It is the breadbasket of the empire. If Zenobia could control Egypt, she would choke Rome itself. And against all expectations, she does it. Palmyrene cavalry storms the Nile Valley. Roman governors are overwhelmed. Egypt falls under her command. Imagine the shock in Rome. A woman, a queen from the desert, has seized Egypt, the lifeblood of the empire. No one saw it coming. But Zenobia is not finished. Her vision reaches further north into Anatolia. Her horsemen ride swift as the desert wind. City after city submits. Her banners fly from the Nile to the Bosporus. And just like that, the Palmyrene Empire is born. An empire carved out of sand and ambition. In her palace at Palmyra, Zenobia rules with confidence. She wears purple robes, the color of emperors. She receives envoys with the poise of a monarch born. She mints coins with her son's image, Vabalithus the king. But everyone knows who holds true power. It is Zenobia, the queen. And yet, she is careful. She claims loyalty to Rome, saying she rules as a protector of the East. She insists her son is Rome's ally, not Rome's rival. But the truth is clear to all. Zenobia is building her own empire, and she will not stop. Her people adore her. Merchants grow rich under her rule. Soldiers fight fiercely for her banner. Even her enemies speak of her intelligence, her eloquence, her bravery. For a brief, blazing moment, she is unstoppable. But ambition cannot grow forever. And far away across the sea, a new emperor rises. His name is Aurelian, a soldier emperor, hard, ruthless, forged in blood. He has one goal: restore the broken empire. And when he looks east, he sees Zenobia. The storm is coming. Zenobia has built her empire. But now, Rome is marching to take it back. The Desert Queen is about to meet the iron hammer of Aurelian. The Desert Empire shines at its peak. Zenobia's banners stretch from Egypt to Anatolia. Her armies stand proud. Her city glitters with wealth and power. But in the west, the giant stirs. Rome has found its hammer. The hammer's name is Aurelian. He is not like other emperors. He is not born in silk or marble. He is a soldier, hardened by endless campaigns. His face bears scars of war, his hands the calluses of a warrior. Aurelian believes in one thing above all else: Rome must be whole again. And when he learns of Zenobia's growing empire, he does not hesitate. He will march east. He will crush the Desert Queen. At first, Zenobia does not fear him. Rome has fallen into chaos before. Emperors have come and gone. Why should Aurelian be any different? But Aurelian is different. He moves swiftly, gathering his legions, forging alliances. City after city in Asia Minor returns to Rome without a fight. Zenobia's empire begins to shrink. Still, she does not yield. She rallies her generals, Zabdas, Zabai, the loyal commanders of Palmyra. She sends envoys to Persia, begging for aid. She strengthens the walls of her desert stronghold. She will not bow. Two titans are now on a collision course. the queen of the desert and the emperor of Rome. The first great confrontation comes near Antioch. The Palmyrene cavalry, swift and fierce, clash with Rome's legions. The desert dust rises in choking clouds. Spears thrust, shields crash, horses scream. At first, Zenobia's forces fight bravely, but Aurelian is a master of strategy. He feigns weakness, lures the Palmyrenes forward. Then, he unleashes the full strength of his legions. The trap snaps shut, Antioch falls. Zenobia refuses to surrender. She pulls her armies back, regrouping near Emesa. Here, another battle rages. The Desert Queen's cavalry thunder across the field, desperate to break the Roman lines. But Aurelian is relentless. He holds firm. His soldiers fight with grim determination, knowing failure means death. The Palmyrenes falter, their lines buckle, and once again, Zenobia is forced to retreat. Her empire is collapsing, but she clings to hope. If she can hold Palmyra itself, if she can endure the Roman siege, perhaps she can survive. Aurelian marches into the desert. His legions approach the Jewel of the Sands. Palmyra rises before him, its golden columns, its mighty walls, its temples of stone. Inside, Zenobia steels herself. She stands upon the ramparts, her dark eyes fixed on the Roman camp. She promises her people she will never bow. She swears Palmyra will not fall. The siege begins. Roman catapults hurl stones against the walls. Battering rams pound the gates. Archers rain death upon the defenders, but Palmyra resists. Week after week, the Desert Queen holds firm. Her soldiers fight with desperation. Her people refuse to yield. The city is strong, but hunger and fear creep in. Zenobia knows time is running out, so she makes a fateful choice. One night, under cover of darkness, Zenobia mounts her horse. Her destination, the Euphrates River. Beyond it lies Persia, and perhaps salvation. If she can reach the Persian king, she may yet turn the tide. She rides hard through the desert. The wind lashes her face, sand stings her eyes. Every hoofbeat is a prayer for escape. But Aurelian is faster. His horsemen give chase, thundering across the sands. The queen pushes onward, her cloak snapping in the wind, her heart pounding. The Euphrates glitters ahead like a ribbon of silver. Freedom lies just across the water. Then, shouts. Roman cavalry close in. The desert trembles with their charge. Arrows whistle past. Her horse staggers. Zenobia is seized. The queen who defied Rome is bound in chains. Her flight is over. Back in Palmyra, the defenders learn of her capture. Their spirit breaks. The city surrenders. The desert empire is no more. And here history grows uncertain. Some say Aurelian carried Zenobia to Rome, parading her through the streets in a triumphal procession. They say she walked in golden chains, dazzling yet humiliated, while the Roman crowds roared their victory. Others whisper a different ending, that she was treated with respect, given a villa near Rome, and lived her final days in quiet exile, surrounded by luxury. And there are darker tales still, that she starved herself to death, choosing dignity over disgrace. No one knows for certain. Zenobia's end is shrouded in shadows. The queen who shook Rome vanishes into legend. Palmyra did not rise again. Aurelian crushed its rebellion. The city's wealth was drained, its power broken. In time, its marble colonnades would fall silent, its temples crumble, its glory reduced to ruins in the sand. But Zenobia's story did not die. It lived on in whispers, in chronicles, in memory. A queen who defied Rome, a woman who dreamed of empire. For centuries, her tale has fascinated rulers and poets, historians and dreamers alike. Was she reckless? Was she foolish? Or was she a visionary too far ahead of her time? The answer lies somewhere in the desert wind. History remembers kings, emperors, and conquerors. But Zenobia's name cuts through the centuries. She was not born to rule the world. She seized it. For a fleeting moment, she bent the desert to her will. She challenged the greatest empire of her time, and for a heartbeat, she almost won. But here's the question. Was her fall a tragedy? Or was her very defiance the triumph? Perhaps her true victory was not in the lands she conquered, but in the legend she left behind. A woman who stood against the tide of Rome. A queen who dared to dream beyond the horizon. So when we gaze upon the ruins of Palmyra today, we are not just looking at broken stone. We are looking at the echo of her courage. Her voice, carried on the desert wind, still whispers, "I lived, I fought, I defied." And maybe that is enough. If you enjoyed this journey through history, don't forget to subscribe to History Hub for more cinematic stories of the past. Because history is not just dates and battles. It is the beating heart of those who dared to dream.